Hello everyone, welcome back. Midnight Mirage here, and today we'll be doing the Dragonsheep Hybrid Challenge. This is where all the tribes are numbered 1 through 10, and we use a number generator to generate 2 numbers. These numbers are representative of the tribes, and then we make a hybrid out of those 2. First, I got a 9 and a 2. So this would be a Hivewing-Sandwing hybrid. Because I draw Sandwings more often than I do Hivewings, this dragon is mainly Sandwing, just because that's what I know how to draw more. But there are definitely Hivewing elements. I hate drawing the Hivewing horns. I can never get them right. So she has Sandwing horns simply because it's easier. At first, I didn't know what I was going to do for the dragon. I mean, Hivewing-Sandwing for me just didn't bring any ideas to my mind immediately. However, after getting inspiration for the next dragon immediately and finishing that, I realized most of my hybrid dragons don't have interesting poses. Most of them are just standing there. They do have personality in the way they stand with posture, but still it's just standing, which is kind of boring. So I thought, what would be an interesting pose? And I came up with a pose that you can see right now. And I thought, what would cause someone to make this pose? What if I made this dragon really aggressive and paranoid because they're a hybrid? This could be someone like tapping them on the shoulder or something, and they whip around and attack. So that's what I went with. This dragon grew up as a hybrid in a land where it wasn't entirely normal, and everyone was like, why the heck do you look like that? That's weird. And because a few dragons were like, you're the worst, without getting to know her, she assumes that everyone is like this. Every single dragon she meets, she assumes is the enemy. She immediately attacks them. If they go, hey, how are you? They go, why are you asking? And all the time, she's super over the top with how she thinks everyone hates her, which is not right. Those dragons didn't do anything. But she's also just a naturally aggressive dragon, so she's sort of out of luck there. For the colors of this dragon, I took into account the fact that Hivewings are mainly orange and yellow, while Sandwings are more of a pale brown, orange sort of type. So I knew immediately I wanted this dragon to be a mainly orange dragon. And then I thought, well, if it's mainly orange, how about instead of having the blotches of black like Hivewings do, what if we made them look like tiger stripes? So yeah, a dragon probably wouldn't have this much black on them, especially a Hivewing descendant, but that's what I did anyways because I like the design. And because she looks like a tiger, I named her after the aggressive tiger when I looked it up, the Caspian tiger. Next up, I got a 1 and a 6, which is a Mudwing-Icewing hybrid. Immediately, I was like, ooh, this would be really good for combat. The combination of a Mudwing build with the hard Icewing scales and the sharp claws would be so useful in battle. Now, what if we took that and we turned it into a character that doesn't like to fight? Sort of like Clay, now that I think about it. Being a hybrid, he didn't quite feel like he was as good as the others. Not because dragons constantly belittled him, but because he convinced himself of this. To make up for it, he fought in the war a lot to try and help. After all, he has incredible combat abilities. He has the hard Icewing scales, the Icewing claws, the Mudwing build, and Frost Breath, which is pretty lethal. However, he doesn't like to fight. He'll protect his family, but he doesn't enjoy fighting. But after getting involved with the war, he made a difference, and people wanted him to continue to. And this was the only way he could convince himself that he was good enough. He doesn't even have any battle scars because he was so good, but he's not proud of it. As a result of this, when the war ended, he had no social skills whatsoever. Like a normal dragon, he needs social interaction, but he has this resting face and this resting posture of, don't you dare come near me, when he's actually really friendly if you get to know him, which is just unfortunate. Talking about the art, the position I wanted for him was he's struggling, but he's going forward. At first, when I tried to do this, he literally just looked uncertain and weak and cowardly, which was not the look that I wanted. But instead of having his arm in the air, I put it down on the ground and made his eyes look more determined, and I think that helped a lot. So he's supposed to be struggling, but still going forward and trying to improve. And talking about the art, I have a really cool design for him that I really like. He has normal base colors, brown, blue underneath, solid, and then he has splotches of color. On his main scales, he has splotches of very light blue because, let's be honest, ice wings are very light blue. But then I played around with the idea of him being blue, and I got the blue arms with the dark blue along where his ice wing scales are, and it looked really good. And then I added the blobs, and it looked even better, and it looks so cool, and I love it. So naturally, he's a little bit different, especially with his design and social skills. So I decided to name him after a mineral. Mudwings aren't usually named after a mineral, but they can be named after a mineral, and he isn't an ordinary mudwing. So I named him Chrysocolla because that is a mineral that's blue and brown. Technically it's green, but the picture looks blue. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you next week.